Boy, I've got a case of it, don't I? Let's find out what this is doing here right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, around the Oliver Man. This here is some type of a case. I think it's a DC case since it's got the cast grill. I think the SC had the tin grill, if I remember correctly. And I don't know, I've probably worked on this before on video. I don't know. It comes from the same guy who's got that 1755 that can't decide that it wants to live. It's always got hydraulic problems and different things. And the one year we went over, they wanted it running before the fair, and I had that magneto apart and there's problems in there and we need parts. And I can't even remember what that is now, what the problem was. So anyway, he said, if I bring it to you, can you get it going? So I said, yeah, it'll have to sit here, but I'll get it eventually. So that's what it's doing here. It's just in limbo. One of these days, I suppose I'll take the cover off the magneto again so I can make sure of what it was that I needed. I can't remember. Then we can at least get the parts ordered and figure that out. So there's one thing, but that's not what we're going to work on right now. I also realized that when I just changed the GoPro battery, I must have got one that was dead, because now it's already down to 13%. So that's not good. People keep asking about this crawler. I'm in starter limbo. I've actually got it in the back of the truck right now. I'm going to take it to the starter place with another one, which is what we're going to do here in a second. But that is not, we need to get back on that too, because it doesn't need to just sit in limbo. This one, I just got a call back yesterday that the new gas tank is painted, and so he's also got my hood. But then we need to go ahead and rebuild this carburetor whilst the hood's off and try to get this back. I hate that it got rained on so hard. It got rained on pretty hard the other day, but I guess that gave it a good bath, which it hasn't had for a while. But we will definitely, I want this project tackled because I want to take this to the fair. But I need carburetor kit, fuel pump rebuild kit. We'll do all that, slap the hood on. It should be good to go. So there's that. Then there's this. This showed up yesterday. Friends, I got way more to do than I can do in my lifetime, and stuff keeps showing up more. So this is not what it seems. It's not really a 1555. It's a conglomeration of things. It's a 1550 with a bunch of other pieces on it. He also said it's got the hydraulic shift in it, which a 1550, 1555 never had. So that's interesting to see. There was no doubt in my mind that that would fit in there, because it's physically about the same front frame as a 16 size. So I don't know, but it's got head gasket troubles or something. I don't even have time to think about that right now. I told him, you can bring it, but it's going to sit here for a long time till I get time to do it. And he said, well, I can't use it like it is, so whatever. So he came yesterday. Isn't that right, Buddy the dog? You were here. You saw it happen. Sure. That's his trailer. All at once, I heard this loud scraping noise. And my uncle was here, and this noise kept getting louder and louder and louder. And I finally looked at him and I said, that has got to be them, because what else could it be? And sure enough, they came in here with that trailer absolutely dragging the dirt. It broke. The hitch on the truck broke up at the highway, so they drug it in here, dragging the ground. And I said, well, you better just leave the trailer too till you get your truck fixed. So that's what they did. So that's no problem. It's just that now he doesn't have his trailer. But I'm amazed that something didn't happen on the interstate. Like, at least he made it to off of the highway. But it actually, the factory, the hitch on the truck broke. Like your Reese style hitch that bolts up to the frame. It must have got enough rust in it, and it just twisted like a pretzel down and everything was still hooked up, but it was just gouging the pavement. So that's a shame for them. They're gonna have to make a special trip to come get their trailer if they need it, but that is neither here nor there. Our project for today lies over here. Hopefully. We're gonna have to get another battery though, sadly, because people ask about this case right here. Well, cousin was over here the other day and I think he wants to buy it. So that's fine, because I don't have time to fool with it. And if he needs another tractor to rake hay with or mow or whatever he needs to do, this would be a dandy. It runs like a top. The only thing is, since we bought it, the starter will not make connection. And I told him, I said, I'll go get the starter fixed for you, because one way or the other, whether he buys it or not, the starter still needs fixed. So what has happened is, whoever had this before has had this cobbled on, and that post is loose. And so what I've been doing to get it to start is I got to finagle this while I'm turning the key, and I can get it to run. But I think we've about exhausted all of our last minute fixes like that, because he wanted to see it run while he was here and I could not get it to go. And then my jump pack was dead, and I said, let me just go fix the starter, because one way or the other, that's getting done. So if I got to make a trip to the starter shop, that's the same direction as the place that's got the hood and the gas tank for the F12. And it's also the same direction as a place who's got my new tire for the pickup. So I want to make one trip out of this, because it's very much out of my way, and it just would be better if I could, it would be better if I could do it in one trip. There we go. God night, those starter has not been off of there in a good while. And that is not good, because that means the back bolt is probably gonna be a son of a Knudsen. You're at 3%. What's the chances you're gonna see the end of this? Very low. It's coming. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I have to look around too, because I might have, if he does buy this, I might have bought all new tune-up stuff for it too and never put it in. I have to look. I don't know if he'll buy this or not, but it definitely... Oh, why am I taking that loose? That's the wrong one, dum-dum. That holds the block to the frame. That's what you get for talking and not paying attention to what you're doing. I'd just as soon he have this, because if he can use it, that's better than it just sitting. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen, deal's going to happen or not. He had some other stuff that I made him a deal on, a whole pile of things he was wanting. I didn't call him, he called me. He came over here and he said, I want to buy some stuff. And I said, okay, I got stuff. I always got stuff. It's just if people actually want to pay for said stuff. Oh, Buddy the dog, come here. If you want, if you want some doggy treats, I've got some in the truck, so we'll do that. Well, friends, this video is getting to be something crazy. I mean, it's just random stuff. This is actually the next day, probably, from the other footage, if this all makes it in. In the pickup, I have the fuel tank back for that F12. In the back of the truck here, I have the rebuilt or fixed starter for the case, and the one for the Cleatrack, he said he thinks he can get it, so he's working on it. So basically, all he did on this, I think, was solder that in, because that's all it needed. But I'm gonna get Buddy the dog some treats, and then we'll put it on the tractor. It's starting to get to be really beautiful weather, and I'd love to be in the field, but it's not working out that way. So I don't know. I might try to start that after a while and see if it's dry enough. The place where I went, though, the river was still out a little bit, so It's probably still wet-ish. Let's put this back on. I, of course, mowed the grass last night and now got grass clippings on this, but that's fine. We'll be fine. It's fine. If I was keeping this, I would probably shorten this battery cable, because good grief, friends, look at how long a battery cable this is. It doesn't need to be this long. Actually, that's not very good. Maybe I need to go down to the truck and see if I have any copper ends, and then, or maybe just see if I have a better battery cable. I have lots of things accumulated, friends, so I just think I would rather this be right for him, so that I don't have to listen to his complaining when it doesn't work. Even though I'm not responsible for this. I didn't create this. This was here. Okay, I will go look and see what I got in the way of a different battery cable that's maybe like about here, you know, short. And if I don't have that, I'll see if I got a terminal that I can cut and crimp on, because that one's been kind of burnt from where that was messing up. So let's do that, and then I'll bring you back. Well, friends, plans just changed. Instead of leisurely working on something I wanted to until, you know, it's time to go for the bus, I now have to fix something in a hurry. And I gotta remember where I put all the stuff. We need to find the 550. I think that's where it is. I don't remember where I parked the 550. And it's not there. Son of a canute, friends. I thought I'll go check the fence before I leave, and somebody has apparently been here snooping around like they shouldn't be, or what have you, backed into the fence and ripped it and then left. And so now Ross has to hurry up and fix the fence. Hopefully the bovines have not found that. They're down there, I think, so they're okay, I hope. But it's to the point, friends, where I'm going to close the gates at the end of the driveway and just nobody comes here at all, because I've had enough. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I put up a sign and people drive in and say, "Oh, so you got a sign, do you got trouble with that?" And I'm like, well, you're here, so obviously I do. So I'm very frustrated that now I get to work fixing stuff that I shouldn't have to fix, because yeah, you don't belong here, stay away. All right, friends, it's much later. I had to leave on my bus route. I had to hurry and got that fence put together enough and the electric back on so that I could leave and come back. And you would think that, you know, with time passing, that I would be less angry about it, but I'm not. You know, driving a school bus, I'm more angry, but for other reasons. But I guess I need to explain why I am upset, because I don't think people get it. Even though we keep talking about the same types of things and people still don't understand. Last I checked, I'm the one who pays the property tax here, so I'm the only one who has any business here. And it's frustrating to me, and I know people are going to say, all he does is complain, whatever. No, I don't feel that I'm in the wrong on this line of thinking. But it's frustrating to me that so many people did not learn appropriate etiquette, or what is the word I'm looking for, you know? What I'm saying is this. You drive over to somebody's house, you don't see them out there, you honk the horn. If they don't come out in just a few whatever, you wait, you leave, you go away. You turn around if you can on the driveway. If you can't turn around, you back out the way you came in. You don't drive off in their grass, you don't drive through their fence, whatever. You don't do that. Because if you don't have the person's phone number, it's questionable what your reason was for going, but there are instances when people don't have your phone number. But you know, it's like the guy who brought the tractors the other day. He texted me before he came and said, "Are you going to be home? Can I bring the tractor?" And I said yes. So I knew he was coming. I was looking for him. But even if you show up unannounced, here's what you don't do. You don't help yourself. You don't get out of the truck and start walking around looking through buildings, or go out here and look at plows or whatever, because that's happened. I've caught people doing that. I've had a person tell me in town once, "I was at your place the other day and I looking at all your plows. Boy, you got a lot of them." No, you don't do that when people aren't home. I don't come to your house and let myself in and look at all your stuff. That's just not how it works. You know, it's just not how it works. And in this case, I mean, people are going to say, "Well, how do you know that fence didn't just tear on its own?" Well, I have never had a cow that could tie the fence up to something else after it realized it broke the fence. And that's what this was. The wire was tied to a plow. So somebody knew that they did this. Obviously, they did not have my phone number, so they probably had no business here. So they couldn't even call me and say, "Hey, I accidentally tore your fence," which if that happened, I would be like, "Okay, good to know," so I can come right home and fix it right immediately. But I just happened to stumble upon this by accident. You know, I ran with my limited time, because every second of my day is accounted for. Literally every second. I get out of one vehicle and go into another one most times. I do not have time to go looking for things to do or whatever. And it frustrates me that I have to repair my own stuff and even find out about it. Nobody tells me. I mean, you just don't know how frustrating that is. If I had to chase cows because of it, I would be super pissed. I mean, that's just the way it is. I don't know what to say, folks. I mean, I've been trying to be nice about stuff, but good grief, what do I got to do? I mean, barricade the end of the driveway, I guess, and then I'll just have to tell the mail people to keep the packages at the post office, and I'll have to drive to town and make a special trip and get all my mail, because I don't know what to do anymore. I am so frustrated. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't be that way. So whatever, we caught it this time. It's fine, but just be aware, you know, one day it will push me too far, and then this all goes away. I will delete these videos. I'll delete all my social media, and you will never hear from me again. And that is perfectly fine. I can go with that. That's fine. I mean, I don't care. I'm doing this mainly for, you know, there's a lot of people who find entertainment value in it and whatever, but I don't have to do this, is what I'm saying. I got enough different stuff I can do that I could do about anything. I don't need, this doesn't have to be the thing that I do. So whatever, that's fine. What do you think, Buddy the dog? What do you think? No, you're tired? That's fine. Let's get back to this. I actually promised somebody that I was going to go, you know, do something else. That'll be in this video, but I got to have a minute to kind of clear my thoughts, and I want to finish what I was doing. So I found an end, so we're going to try to crimp that on there. I hope I can do it with this and I don't have to get the hammer. I have one of those hammer crimper things. I mean, if I do, I do, but I think I can adequately make this happen. we're not using appropriate tools at all, so we know that it's going to be a struggle bus, whatever. Normally I would get, you know, tape or something, but I probably need to use that hammer thing. That's a little that's not the right size thing, but it will work. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. That's a lot better than what we had. So if cousin buys this like he said he was going to, then he can deal with it. Now we need some we need to go get some flat washers, because that's too big. That's not gonna work. That's got like a 1/2 inch hole in it. So what do we think that is? Probably 3/8 or so. Let me hunt up here. I should have some washers around here someplace. I don't know about this. Should have been more prepared and bought a cable in town, but I made it better than it was, so that's up to the new owner. All right, now I'm about 98.4% sure that the battery's dead, because why wouldn't it be? Appears to be the case. I got the battery watching me. The jump pack's been over here charging whilst I was gone. So let's pick this up too. I guess the wind blew that down, maybe. Maybe a sightseer came and was playing with it, who knows? I never know anymore. Well, it says charging, so we're gonna do the right thing and use it anyway. Ugh. I think we decided the other day that it was probably better to put the this on the battery. But again, let's see what happens. Look at that. Oh, the battery is so dead. It needs it to run. Look at that, though. That thing has sat here for a good while. It's gonna die, though. What the? There is a frog. Look at that. That scared the crap out of me. There's a frog on the fuel line. Well, we'll have to charge that battery too. But she's a runner again, friends, with just a touch of the key. This is a good running old tractor. I mean, you remember the video where I got it running. It didn't really take much. So, sure. We'll get some more stuff together for him. I'll try to make it a little bit better before he gets it. Like buy an actual hose instead of like what the other guy had, 2 pieces of rubber taped together. What a sweetheart though. Just purrs. Frog. Sure. Gotta remember which one of these does this, so I don't get coated. Nope, not that one. He knows about that. I told him that hose is bad, and then we used them the other day on something else. So I think I have a couple more hoses I can give him with that. So sure. Amazing though. I mean, it just fires right up. As soon as you shut the battery pack off though, that pretty well kills it. Okay. All right. Very nice. Very nice. We will do the appropriate things. Like I said, I'll make it a little bit better for him. But this is basically how I bought it, friends. I have done almost nothing to this tractor. I mean, we messed around with it. I got some stuff I can give him. I'm pretty sure, of course, it's been out here long enough that it now has, I don't know if I bought those for this or for the, I'm over it, he can have them. But brand new spark plug wires. And this, I believe, is all of the tune-up stuff that I was going to put on this. And maybe I'll go ahead and do that before it goes, because I was going to do it anyway. So at least a better cap and wires, because that cap and wires looks kindly nasty, friends, does it not? So that's kind of where I was at on that deal. It is charging the battery a little, because it went up to 10 from 9 where it started out, so that's good. But it fires right up, so at least we didn't lose progress, you know. We just have to make more. Now, friends, I'm doing two different things at once. I'm thinking about something else whilst I'm trying to do this sad forlorn horse. I want to get back to this too, because this is, I got a whole different carburetor for it. And that's sprayer hose. You did keep that. Every so often I've been coming by doing an engine turning. So that's good. Yeah, we need to finish what we started here. Get a different carburetor put on it. I got that different fuel tank. I got different front wheels. We can make this one more better-ish, but that just takes time. I was thinking that I had also bought points for this case, but maybe not. I guess I just bought I thought I was going to take care of the stuff that looked crap, so we'll do that for him. Then we'll investigate a little bit more on some stuff. We'll air up the tires again, because the tires, they go down after a while, so we'll try to do that. And then the rest is up to the new owner, you know. We could get I don't remember if that choke cable is really broken or if it's just that it's not in a holder. Nope, it moves, doesn't it? It moves, but it's just not in a holder. So we need to investigate on that and figure out if we got enough. That might have been the part that I was at where I questioned. There we go. I think that they had it clamped to one of those exhaust studs. So we'll just have to investigate that. Do that. We'll try to get a piece of hose for this. Get that sealed up. But yeah. Oh, and then I also discovered the other day that the gas cap also fits the radiator. So if I get another gas cap, that should be what fits the radiator. And then all of our lives will be happy, and so on and so forth. But enough about this. I've had a case of it for today, so we're moving on. I got a call a while ago, or a message from a guy with a picture of a 340 plow, and he wondered if I was interested in it. And it had a broken moldboard, and I made him an offer, and he said, for you, I'll take it, and then I've got some more stuff for you. And I said, when should I come get it? And he said, I want it out of here today. So that means Ross has to drop what he's doing and worry about it today. I got the 2-inch ball in the truck still, so we should be good to go. We'll hook up to that trailer, because I do have one trailer empty, luckily. I'll refrain from using the viewer's trailer that he left here. I don't even know. We'll get it. Oh, by the way, here's the tank that I got back for the F12. And what it is vocational high school kids, and they practice on stuff. And I've told them before, I got a lot of stuff they could practice on if they need work. But I think it looks pretty good. Actually, whilst I'm thinking about it, why don't I set the hood with it? See, I had sent this along so they could match the color, and they did that thing where they use like the camera and whatever, and I think it's pretty close. They did get that a little bit more glossy than that, but maybe if I polish on that I can make that shiny again. But I'm happy with it. I didn't have to do anything other than write a check, so that's great. I'll hook up to the trailer and I'll bring you back. I'm trying to think if there's something else I have to do before I leave. There possibly is. I need to run down to the barn for a minute, but other than that, I think we'll be good to go. All right, after a few pit stops, we're on the way. So we're gonna go out there. Hopefully this goes easy. I don't know why it wouldn't, but the way today has went, anything is possible, friends. So we'll see what happens, but my plan is to set it on the trailer, and then I'll video it whenever we get back home, and we'll look it over real close together. But I'm telling you, it's about the right time of day, and we're headed about the right direction, that we may not get it filmed today before dark, because there's a Mexican restaurant between where we're going and where I am right now. So we'll see how that plays out, but at least we're on the way. It shouldn't take long in the grand scheme of things. This is not that far. It's one more thing that I didn't intend on having to do today, but we're gonna make it happen. So yeah, I'll bring you back. Friends, I'm over this weather. It is now, it's like 40-some degrees probably. It's windy, and the wind keeps blowing branches out of these trees. What the heck, tree? There's a lot more of them up there that are gonna come down. I wonder, I guess I never paid attention. That's a fresh break though. I was gonna say maybe it broke the other day when the main storm came through and they just haven't fallen, but I don't know. That one's gonna come down and whatever, friends. Today has been about a 0 on the scale of things I enjoy. I don't know, but I did have fun going to get this plow. Visit with a friend. I could visit with him more often, reminisce and talk about stuff, but yeah. I'm also having to Fred Flintstone this golf cart because it's decided that it doesn't want to participate. I guess. It's probably to the point that it needs some new batteries. I can't remember how long it's been. It's been a few years. And the big killer is, I know that, I mean, I'm guilty of it every so often, not plugging it in at night, but Grandpa never would remember to do that. And he'd run it till it was just practically would run out somewhere. Isn't that right, Buddy the dog? And we'd have to go rescue it. So I would say those batteries are at the end of their life. So we'll change that. But take a look here, friends. He sent me a picture and said, would you give this for it? And I said no, and I made him an offer, and he said, yep, I'll take it. $43.40. And really not in too bad a shape, old plow. The handles broke off, but so is every one you ever buy ever. I think I've only bought one of these plows where that handle wasn't broke off and I didn't have to do some repair, so that's cool. But it's got all the stuff there we need to make it do the thing, including the spring, which is hard to find. So we'll have to decide whether we want to, we'll have to look this over. He told me it was missing a moldboard, but I've got one, I'm pretty sure, right now that we could put on, and then it would be complete. These two are kind of wore, but they still got they still got life left. The points look really good for, you know, having sat, that one sat in the dirt a long time, but I think one of these days we'll slap that moldboard on, and that way it'll be complete. So when I die and you buy it at my auction, it's got all the pieces with it. Then he said, I got some more stuff. He had a couple weights. They came off of a 1600 they used to have, he said. So anyway, I made what I thought was a fair price on those, and he said, works for me. And then he threw in all these cultivator shovels. He said, you got cultivators, right? And then threw those on the trailer. So anyway, I think we're doing okay. But yeah, this one, what I really liked about it from the pictures and then in person is it appears that these coulters are actually, I would consider to be above average shape. That one's got a little bit of play in it, and the blades are a little bit, looks like that one maybe had a blade replacement at some time. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I did all right. I think I got in everything. What, you know, if you had a plow that was complete, I would say I could get my money back for what I paid for everything. So, but it's like I told him, I think the moldboards now are like 150 bucks, if not 200 bucks. So that actually is a pretty big detriment to somebody wanting to buy a plow, because they ain't giving them away, you know. But it's actually got me wanting, let's take a field trip. Since we live here, we'll take an authorized field trip and look at these plows. We'll go out here. I don't like that the bovines are over in that neighborhood for the night. I would rather that they be over here behind the barn, but I think they're not really sure what to do because the temperature is so odd that they're probably not really sure what's happening. And I don't know that I am either anymore. 4340, where are you? If only there was more time, friends. Perhaps one of these years there will be, and then we can play more. There is my 3-bottom 4340, and the answer that I wanted is clear, and the answer is I think we're going to keep the one on the trailer and get rid of this one, if we get rid of one, because this one has a few battle scars on it, and the coulters are not nearly as good. As a matter of fact, I don't think it had any on it. Look at that one. We won't get rid of the coulters because they're too hard to find. We just need to you know, work them over a little bit better. But I traded a Plowmaster for that, I think, and drove up to northern Indiana and swapped with the kid. This one had pretty good iron on it. Of course, it's now halfway down in the dirt because of the tire being flat. So we need to pull this out like soon, like before that tree grows up to a point where it's bothering us, and assess the situation more on this. But like, see, there's welding that's been done to it. This is one of the few where the handle isn't broken. So maybe we move this handle over to the other one, or maybe we just fix the other one, be done with it. But anywho's, as far as condition though, I'm thinking that that other one's better. And that's kind of what I've done with my plow collection, is get ones I don't have, and then when I finally, if I get duplicates, I keep the better one and pass the other one on to somebody who would love it. Then again, I might just keep them all, you know. Might just keep them all so that someday maybe I'll have a plow day, and then I'll have plows that people can just hook onto and go. Here's our 4-bottom. This is kind of unusual, you don't see very often. This one I had to fix the handle on, and I kind of like the way that I did it on this one, because I made it a longer piece so that it, I think you were in on that. I think that I was doing YouTube when I bought this and showed that whole process, but whatever. We need to play with them again sometime, but like I said, we'll pull that out and see what we're gonna do. I'm not really sentimentally attached to that one as I would be to the other one, because I know the guy that I bought that from, and this was just a stranger that I bought this one from. So whatever. There's the old, we need to get these up out of the dirt. They've sunk in the last times that we haven't been doing things with them. But yeah, we need to do a rearranging and a getting it up off the ground sort of situation. We need to also find this piece, cast piece, for that. And that is obviously different than a Plowmaster. I was looking over. There's another 4242 bottom, which would be the mate to this. This is a 3-bottom. I don't know how that... So what's probably going to happen is, as I look it over... Oh, I can't make that go. What's happened there is the handle was bent off of the top of that, and now it needs to be unbolted to put back. But what will probably happen is we will probably part that one out to make some of these better, and then we'll see what we have left. If there's enough for a good usable-ish plow, but just not perfect, then I'll probably pass it along. But like this one needs whatever it was I was just pointing at that it needs. Oh, that spring. And I got the spring over there. The other one's got the spring, but that spring may not be very good, so maybe that won't work. But I don't know. That's how I go. Sometimes it's cheaper and easier to buy complete plows and make better ones than it is to try to find individual parts and pieces. So that's kind of where we are, but sure. Well, it's been a day. I can't say it's been a good day. It's not been as bad a day as it could have been, but it's been a day. But this kind of redeems it, you know. I'm happy with this purchase. This is gonna be all right to add to our collection. Sure, the tires aren't much, but you don't go by the tires. We need to replace bolts there or do something. So that will be something that we have to do, but that ain't no big thing. That's a bolt. We can handle that. We'll fix this. And that'll be all that it can be. and then we'll have us another 4340, or a better 4340, I should say, because this is by far the better of the two. So it deserves to stay in my collection. So that's probably what we'll do, you know, like stuff like this. Maybe the other one is better and we can swap out one piece. Maybe we need to just bend that back and not worry about it. But that's the kind of stuff we are going to look at. Also, the other redeeming thing about today is that the guy told me, and I'm sure I said this earlier, but he thinks he can build me the starter for the Clee-Track. So if that's the case, then hopefully we could get that project going again and find out whether we got something there or not, you know. So it's just a little bit of I don't know, if only there was more time, friends. They always say that you don't have enough time. Well, it's true. There's just not enough hours in the day, especially when it decides to go back to winter time in the spring. That's kind of miserable. So what do you do? But like I said, I'm just rambling on now. I don't really know what else to say, but I do know that this guy had some other interesting stuff there, and I kind of expressed an interest in some of it. So we may end up getting some more stuff that's not Oliver stuff, but still useful and or / cool. And so we'll see if that happens. The one thing in particular would be there's a tractor there. If I could get that bought, I think that would make some good content and be a super cool thing if we could get it to work again. But that is for future. He's thinking about it, I'm thinking about it. He said he might come down in price, and I said I might decide I want it. So that's where we're going to leave that. But we've got tons of stuff to do. We've got farming to do. The time is now. We've got more repair work to do than we can even think about. We'll be doing hay before too long, which means we got to fix our hay equipment. But I don't know. I keep saying I'm not going to take more repairs, but the repairs pay for stuff, so you can't turn that away, you know. But we're going to get that 1655 back together in the next week or so, I hope. And then we're going to probably, I don't know which one we'll start on next. That one we need to really tear apart and decide what its issue is, or what our plan is going to be, because it may end up that it needs overhauled again. I don't know. We just got to see. He's tried all kinds of stuff and it's still not what it should be. So we're going to have to just see what we can do. That DC case, we need to get that tackled, pull it apart. I know what it needs, I think, so we'll just get pieces ordered. And then, like I said, the 12, I want to put it in the shed somewhere, and then we're going to work on this carburetor. And then once we get that rebuilt, we can put the hood back on, the new fuel tank. I got decals coming, and then this will be in pretty good shape, minus that, which I forgot to take that shield and have them paint. Although they did send along the extra paint. So if I could find somebody that is good at base coat, clear coat, I could have him paint that for me. I know somebody who might be able to do that, but whatever. I mean, there's no, who cares? These projects can take as long as they need to take, you know. It's just that the stuff for others needs to plug along. So, but I do want to get this in the shed so that we're not doing more harm to it than good. It's already been outside probably more in its life than it has in the last, I can't speak for the guy before me because he probably left it outside too some, but the guy who fixed it up, he never had it outside. It sat inside the building under a blanket. So but I want to take this one to the fair, definitely. And then I don't know, I haven't decided yet. There's a tractor show in June, and they're going to feature Oliver, so I should probably take some Olivers to that. I may take that front wheel assist cock shut to that. But see, we're going to be farming too then, so we're not going to be able to enjoy that show very much probably. So I'll just have to take some tractors and leave them. And then at the fair, I don't know what I'll take. If I take that 12, I might take that G. I might take the cockshut. I might take I'd like to take some stuff that people see on the channel so that they, you know, get the connection. I would have taken that case, but if cousin buys it, it'll be his problem now, so that's fine. That way at least it'll be getting used, because it's not getting its full potential here. But anyway, ramblings of things I'm thinking about, and I still got 10,000 things to do, so I'm just trying to keep it all straight in my brain and keep from going crazy. But anyway, this was a pretty good purchase, I think, because it's better than the one I have, as it turns out. And I think that we'll put a moldboard on and it would plow, you know. It's got everything on it. So that's where we'll leave this one. As always, friends, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. Leave a comment and tell me how dumb you think I am. Or if by some slim chance you liked it, say that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.